Joseph and his brothers, Genesis chapters 37 to 50. Joseph was the 11th son of Jacob, and the firstborn of Rachel, Jacob's beloved wife. From a young age, Joseph stood out. He had dreams, not ordinary dreams, but God-given visions of greatness. One day, he dreamed that sheaves of grain, representing his brothers, bowed before his sheaf. In another dream, the sun, moon, and stars bowed before him. Joseph was bold enough to share these dreams with his family, but instead of celebrating his destiny, his brothers grew jealous and hateful. Their jealousy boiled over when their father Jacob gifted Joseph a coat of many colors, a symbol of favor. It wasn't just a garment, it was a reminder that Joseph was different, chosen. So one day, when Joseph was sent by his father to check on them in the fields, the brothers saw their chance. "Here comes that dreamer," they mocked. And with hard hearts, they stripped him of his robe, threw him into a dry pit, and debated whether to kill him. But instead of murder, they sold him to a caravan of Ishmaelite traders passing by, who took him as a slave to Egypt. Then, they dipped his robe in animal blood and lied to their father, saying Joseph had been devoured by a wild animal. But God had a plan. Even in betrayal, Joseph was never out of God's reach. In Egypt, he was sold to Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh. Joseph served faithfully, and God's favor rested on him. But once again, injustice struck. Potiphar's wife falsely accused him, and Joseph was thrown into prison. Still, he remained faithful, and even in prison, God gave him favor. He interpreted dreams for fellow prisoners, and eventually, word of his gift reached Pharaoh himself. Joseph was summoned to interpret a troubling dream, and with God's wisdom, he revealed a prophecy of 7 years of abundance followed by 7 years of famine. Pharaoh was so impressed, he promoted Joseph to second in command over all Egypt, a position of power and provision. Years later, during the famine, Joseph's brothers came to Egypt looking for food. They did not recognize the man they had betrayed, but Joseph recognized them. He could have taken revenge, but instead, Joseph wept and chose forgiveness over vengeance. He revealed himself to his brothers, saying, "You meant evil against me, but God meant it for good, to bring about this present result, the saving of many lives." Genesis chapter 50 verse 20. The message. Joseph's story reminds us that people may betray you, but God will never leave you. You may be thrown into a pit, but your